Now, very recently, there's been some interesting news in the flight simulator community. Yes, we finally have the ugliest plane ever out for the X-Plane Flight Simulator. Yes, the first time anyone has ever really tried to recreate this ugly plane. Yes, of course, I'm talking about the short SC-7 Skyvan plane. This plane was produced from 1963 until 1986. Only 150 of those were produced, which is not too much. Some of these are still flying around, though, which kind of shows that it's not that bad of a plane, perhaps, maybe. I mean, it's ugly as hell, but something that it is very utilitarian. And that is now shown in this brand new X-Plane add-on. Yes, you can now buy the Skyvan for $22 here for X-Plane 12. Wow, the liveries are miserable. So we can now relive what this plane is. So, let's take a look here. We can enter this beautiful cockpit, which is very 1960s. We've got no instruments that are glass at all. I mean, we've got this little panel that's been added in, little Garmin panel, and an autopilot that's been added in. I'm pretty sure the original plane did not have autopilot either, which is really funny. Anyway, look, nice yoke here, bit of an overhead panel, and we've got a co-pilot NPC. That is great. Now you can see that this plane was very much built for VFR. We've got very, very nice visibility to the outside. You know, this kind of probably flies like, the 2 Series Grand Tour Active Tour cars of BMW. Absolutely miserably ugly cars. But I've driven one of them, and actually they don't drive that bad. You know, you can nicely see out of the window, but you look ugly from the outside, you know. Anyway, let me check out the cabin here. Yes, this is now the passenger configuration. It shouldn't have been. It really shouldn't have been. All right, great. Wow. Very distinguished gentleman. Very distinguished woman, the man. Great. Nice. And oh yeah, what has she gone through? Honestly, I feel bad for these people. You know, I feel bad. I really do feel bad for these people. You know, whatever they went through before. Anyway, we've got giant windows. That's really nice. And a baggage compartment here and a toilet. Very important. Is it animated? Is there something drawn in? Yes, there is a toilet. So yes, you can go to the bathroom in a flight simulator if you ever wanted to do that. I don't know. Welcome to the airport of Sedona, a place where this plane wouldn't really fly at. I don't think it was so popular in North America. But come on, let's take off. We can hear these beautiful turboprop engines. Yes, this plane is pretty powerful, and you can see that in its pretty good performance. Yes, this plane was built as a STOL plane, so it can take off without needing a runway. Even though that was not even that crazy good of a takeoff run. But there we go. This plane has no trouble flying, but it doesn't put the gear up. It doesn't have retractable landing gear. Great. In general, this plane you can kind of compare to the Twin Otter, the plane that recently flew. I mean, it's from the same age pretty much, but the Twin Otter is much popular because it doesn't look as miserable. Great. So come on, let's maybe now put this plane into natural habitat, and that is probably islands. I mean, this plane was built by the Short brothers in Northern Ireland. You know, this was definitely built as a cargo plane, a short-haul plane, and a hopper plane. Island hopper. Let me try to get another livery, though. Come on, we've got so many, probably. Yes, gray mouth. Wow, this looks... It never does look good, does it? White gold. Oh, that's fancy. Oh, that is a miserable livery. Let's spawn into St. Bartholomew. All right, welcome to the cold and dark short Skyvan. Oh my god, this is actually proper livery. British Air Services. Great, would have definitely flown that one. Anyways, come on, let's turn this plane here. Very straightforward. You know, the add-on really isn't the best add-on ever, but it's the best Skyvan add-on, you have to say. Right, batteries on, inverters on. Fuel pump. I think this should already be ready to go. Let's turn on ignition. Starter. Okay. Give it a bit of prop. Give it a bit of idle here. Yes, that was the easiest startup I've ever done. There we go. Yeah, this is definitely nothing compared to a proper, add-on. But that's great. Come on, let's turn on the second engine. Yes, there we go. Turn on all the lights here. Maybe you can make it a bit of a party. This is not all that bad. Check this out. There we go. Yeah, you know what? If this plane was just a little worse, I wouldn't have paid for it. At least the outside textures is very nice looking. Like it's very well remade. It's not beautiful, because that's what this plane isn't. And I think they've done a very good job at recreating this. So come on, let's take off and see if it can beat planes like the PC-6 or the Caravan, which is saying right here. Maybe in a takeoff race, which, you know, shouldn't be an issue at all on this plane. There we go. We can get enough runway roll here to take off without any issues. Yeah, check out this stable flight. You know, this plane can probably fare pretty well as a stunt plane. You can tell by this aileron roll. I mean, have you ever seen such a symmetric wing? Did you see that? What is that? That's literally a square surface. No, this definitely doesn't have wing flanks. Something else that it has, of course, is this dual vertical stabilizer. This plane has Antonov Anton 25 technology built in with this huge horizontal stabilizer. This plane is probably pretty forgiving. Flies like a shoebox, because that's what it's called. Nicknamed the Flying Shoebox, which is great. And you know, this plane has a pretty decent safety record, I'd say, especially for where it flies. I mean, check this out. There were 21 fatal accidents out of 250 built. That's not too great, but that's probably because of all of the regions this plane flies in. You know, this plane was used in military all around the world. Botswana, lots of Africa here, Thailand, also dangerous places to fly like Nepal. But I think this plane would very much easily do the task of flying perfectly. Wow, check this out. You know, this plane is so symmetric as well. It can easily fly inverted, no problem at all. You know, it might be a little ugly, but you know, it is very utilitarian. Don't judge a book by its cover or something. Or maybe you should, because this plane failed because of the cover and we've crashed. Which is probably for the better. Great one. I mean, this plane is a stall plane, so that means also it needs no runway for landing. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah. It might need a bit of speed, though. The Twin Otter, for example, can go a lot slower. This one needs like 80 knots to fly stably. Oh, please don't crash. All right, you know what? This flies a whole lot worse than a Twin Otter or something. But come on, let's maybe now land here at St. Barth's. Yes, very safe, very smooth landing. You know, this is the kind of landing gear, you know, the plane has that you just want to crash into the ground. But something you do have is because, oh my God, that's not gone well. Something you do have is reverse thrust in this plane. So that's really nice. After all, it's a turboprop, so it must have that. Yeah, this plane needs not a lot of runway. That's good. But I mean, check out this adventurous landing, though. Very low coming in here, almost touching grass. There we go. Beautiful landing on the interstall. Great. So come on, let's maybe try a harder runway. Safe, of course. Check this out. Yeah. This is probably one of the only North American registered Skyvans. Come on, let's take off. This is no problem at all. We can even see the Twin Otter in the background, a plane that performs a whole lot better and looks a whole lot better, but it's probably the same size. Even though, you know, making your plane literally a box, literally a square shape, does help getting some space here. This is definitely more space than other planes. Beautiful. And a beautiful takeoff here as well here at Saba. Let's go ahead and turn around. Maybe get some limits here in this plane. If we go full power, this thing can do quite a bit of stuntation. Oh God, please don't crash. Yes, it doesn't crash. Beautiful. All right, let's come in for a landing now. Absolutely. Nice teardrop maneuver. Can we pull a reverse thrust in midair? I think yes, we can. Oh God. Oh, no. Yes, we've survived. Okay. Yes, now we're pulling a reverse thrust. That was a very messy landing there, but the reverse thrust that you can't pull in midair apparently works pretty well. Even though I do have to say, what was that of a landing? We were so close to crashing into the cliff, but there we go. Nice pull up. And yes, a nice landing. That was hard. Great. No, for sure, the Skyvan was not really ever used for easy operation. This plane wasn't really massaged or anything. What am I saying? But it's not as unforgiving as I would have hoped thanks to the box shape. Literally, the Twin Otter flies a whole lot better. And it also is pretty much the same size. That's really funny. Come on, let's maybe crash through the fence now. This is a plane that you just want to crash because it's so miserably ugly. And there we go. We've just broken it. Great. Yes, welcome aboard a plane, the Skyvan, a plane that can carry 19 passengers while only flying relatively slow. This thing can't really go beyond 180 knots, you know, while also having a range of only 1,000 kilometers. That's not even that that bad, to be honest. I mean, the add-on itself for $22, it's really not that great. It's not terrible either. But I mean, that could be a freeware plane. Literally, I wouldn't be surprised by this plane being a freeware. You know, that's one of those planes. So that is great. But you know, it is very nice to have this miserable plane for the flight simulator. So come on now, let me go ahead and do a bit of a flight test here. So release the brakes to launch. Yes. Wow. That is quick. That is nice. The Skyvan is successfully taken off, which is great. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video, ugly video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. As always, good night. Now, thank you very much to my highly supporting members like Jamie Ashton, Mike C, James Duram, Ragings, Met RLG, Matt Fan Z, Moritz, Bellhausen, Knots Enthusiast, Shadow, New York, Ryland Williams, Kelly Chaos, John O'Brien, and I'm addicted to Airbus A380s. Thank you.